share my screen in a minute, but I want to definitely get ready so we can go ahead and get into this. So let me go ahead and share my screen. I bet this thing is right in my face. All righty. All right, let me share my screen here so I can walk through my little notes.
What are you looking for, Jeff? What button?
I'm looking for the mute everybody button. I'm not gonna look for it much longer. Y'all just stay mute. Y'all behave. Y'all gonna behave. We grown folk. Can y'all see my document here? Okay. So let's get this train started. So I want to and I was gonna play a quick video, but I'm not gonna do that because I really want to spend some time having fun and us doing this. So if everybody would just stay muted, and I will periodically check the chats, but I want to focus and get in on it. So just kind of hold your questions a little bit. There's going to be a segment where I will take questions and we're going to ask questions. So I want to welcome you to what I call the AI Takeover. I am Dr. Jeff Robinson, and this is the AI Takeover. And the session will be recorded. Just a couple of things I already said. I am going to provide at the end of this, you'll have it by tomorrow, a document that's going to have the prompts that we've used and we've gone over and some of the recommendations I provided. You guys have already gone through the city and area you lived in. I was going to do a survey. We'll do that later. And if you don't mind, hold your questions to the end. So why am I doing this? First of all, before I even go into this, I need to tell you guys a little bit about me, because many of you have known me for a long time, but you don't know what I do. You kind of know me probably from gospel music, or you may have been around when I sang with Dr. Bobby Jones and stuff like that. But I have a 30-year career in tech. I've been working in technology for 30 years. I have been have written code. I started out in high school learning how to write code. Technology and acting were like my two childhood dreams. So there were only two things in life I wanted to do. I wanted to be an actor because I loved Carol Burnett, and I always wanted to be on a sitcom. And I wanted to work in tech. And so at least I'm doing one of my dreams. Maybe I'll get that sitcom before the Lord takes me out of here, you know. But tech was something I've been doing. So I professionally, when people say, well, what do you do when you're traveling? I am professionally paid for over 30 years. I work in IT. I work for a healthcare company based in Nashville. My experience, again, has gone from writing code. Now I'm more of a project manager, and I oversee acquisitions and I help design infrastructure. I consult stakeholders and CEOs and CIOs and different things like that. But my primary role now, I've moved more into leadership and management, but I still stay connected to tech. So I have, where if you see me, I'm not one on fashion, but anybody that knows me, I will buy a gadget. I have spent thousands of dollars on software. I have followed technology and been a part of it. It has been my life. It is a passion. It is a love for at least 30 years, where I've been paid professionally for 30 years. So y'all, that's what I do. That's what pays my bills. I'm a geek. I'm an IT guy. AI. I have been consuming myself with AI for at least the past 5 years. And someone say, well, 5 years, because AI is not new. You've already been playing with AI. You heard this thing called Siri? You heard this thing called Alexa? Or if y'all remember when Google email started predicting some of your comments as you type, that's been happening. You have already been playing with AI. AI has been integrated in our world slowly for years. Now you're saying, well, what's all this that's going on? What is happening now, that's what they call traditional AI. I like to call it one-way AI. You give Siri a command, she pretty much can go tell you the weather. She can tell you, based on the data she has, list of restaurants that in the area. But Siri can't have a conversation with you. She can't think. She can't process. Well, she kind of does, but she can't process. She can't create. That's where what you've probably heard, generative AI. That's the AI that has blown up since in 2022 when ChatGPT came on the scene. Generative AI is all this AI that you're talking about. But once again, AI has been here. You've been using it. So I want to say, to all of my people that said they've been scared of AI, you've been using it. You've been using AI for the last 5, 10 years at least. Generative AI is the thing now. And what generative AI is, and I'm going to talk in simple terms. That's why I didn't want the Dr. Jeff and me to come out. I just wanted to have a informal conversation. Generative AI is conversational dialogue AI. Basically, I can now have a conversation with AI. I can ask it questions, give it orders. It can think, it can process and answer my questions. I mean, not just today the weather is this, but I can ask it, so what do you think the best thing I should do? And based on what I've given it, and we're going to show some examples of that, AI can go, well, I think you should try this. You should try this. So look at it as you walked into my office. You understand now I've been in tech. It's like, Jeff, I got some questions about tech. What about this? And now AI has been fed so much data from the internet and from all the years of the internet that it is programmed now to actually think. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's moving to a place where it's going to even, they're talking like next year bringing in something that's, y'all remember the Jetsons? I think everybody remember the Jetsons. That's where they're talking about trying to push that out like in the next year. Now, I know you've probably heard about automated cars and things like that. Again, AI technology's already been there, but they're really trying to like put it in our faces like a lot sooner than we're expecting. So artificial intelligence, if you ask what it is, it's basically computers acting like humans. That's the whole goal, is to have computers respond, think, process, and carry on like humans. Again, that's a very simple, non-geek explanation of it. But think about it, artificial intelligence, generative AI, and this is things that have blown up. So again, that is just a cheap, very simple explanation of it is. Now, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why am I all of a sudden coming out about my technology background? Why am I all of a sudden stepping into this? Now, here's why. Because number one, it's a love and it's a passion. And I've had clients and been doing, things on the side for years. But why am I really coming out in this aspect? Is because if you guys remember when cell phones came out, um, we still had pagers. I think in some places they were still payphones. And you were able to kind of slowly adopt the technology. Like grandma and them, like, no, I'm good. I got my home phone. And then pages went away, payphones went away. Then you still had the home phones. And ultimately, now your grandmama got a cell phone, right? Because the technology moved at a certain pace. That's not happening with AI. And I'm here to, and I'm not, I don't like, and I don't want to I don't like the way the media makes the fear, but I do have a concern because many of us are sticking our heads in the sand, operating like the cell phone technology, thinking, well, I don't want to be bothered with it. It ain't going to affect me. It is. It is going to. And so this is being someone who has been in this realm. I am watching us, especially our culture, especially the church, especially those in, I'm watching us stick our heads in the sand. I'm here to tell you it's happening. Google and Amazon, who makes billions of dollars, just laid off thousands of people. They're doing quiet layoffs because of AI. So what my goal is, and I'm going to do several of these free webinars. And then, of course, if you want to hire me as a consultant, you can. But if you never do, I'm hoping you can take some of what I do here and run with it and don't get caught behind, because it is not happening like cell phone technology, guys. You're not going to have the opportunity to decide, well, I want to be bothered. I won't want to be bothered. If you're in any type of industry, you do any type of work, it's going to eventually get into our homes. You will not be able to avoid artificial intelligence. So my goal is to reach people and say, let's get our heads out of the sand. Let's at least be familiar. There are technologies that can clone your voice. And if I can pull up, I may pull up mine where I show you where I cloned my voice. And the technologies and some of the challenges that are going to happen is you'll get a call from someone saying, may I speak to Tara Griggs? And and it'll sound like, hey, Tara, this is Jeff. I am in trouble. Can you give me your credit card and send it to this? You're like, oh my God, Jeff, yeah. And if you don't understand what you might need to do to check that kind of stuff, now I've taken Tara's credit card because it cloned my voice, and I will find it and I'm going to play it for you all. And for those of you all that were in the class I did with iMac, I played my voice. It kind of sounded okay. That was back in October. Within 6 months, the technology has improved 100%. It has gotten the inflections of my voice and all that. So you got to at least be aware. That is my minimum thing I am trying to do. And to my to the religious community, the church people, I know, it was making it a demonic thing. If that's the case, you might want to get rid of your cell phone because you're already playing with AI. But what I'd like to do, I'm not trying to change your theology, but I want to help you make it work for you because it's coming. I keep saying it's coming. It's here, but it's coming like a wave. So that's my spiel. That's my why. And this is why I want to do it. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to jump into some tools, and then we're going to do some prompting and playing around. I'm going to show you some of the things that AI can do. We're going to focus primarily on ChatGPT and Google Bard. If you got Google Bard, Google Gemini, it will be able to do the same things that we're going to do in ChatGPT. But I am hoping the takeaway, again, is to at least let you see some use cases for it. And whether you just like, well, at home or your business. And again, I can't go over everything in this one session, but what I am going to do at the end of this session is we're going to take some questions, but you guys are going to tell me what you want to talk about. And then in following sessions, and I will do this once a month if you want to. We can do the first Saturday of the month. I want to try to keep it to an hour, and we can talk about certain things, but I just can't cover everything in AI. But I hope this gives you a general idea of where this is going and how you can use it. So I'm going to scroll down. I already went through generative AI. Now, how we utilize generative AI is called prompt engineering. Now, for those of my young people, old people, the career you need to look into is prompt engineering. Prompt engineering is just basically talking to AI. Again, I'm going to keep saying this. Imagine you came into my office because I'm a marketing expert, or I am a TV expert, or whatever it is, or I'm a technical expert. Prompt engineering is saying, Jeff, I got this business, blah, 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 blah. Can you help me do this? It's not any fancy technical jargon. It's conversational AI. I like to call it conversational AI, natural language processing, NLP, machine learning. It's basically talking to that's why this is blown up, because instead of just you got to say with Siri, hey Siri, you got to have a prompt. That's a prompt actually, but it's a prompt that kicks it off. Or you go, hey Alexa, but now you can just go, I need you to do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. So I like to call it, that is not English, conversing with AI. But prompt engineering is, again, it's using cues and prompts to influence the behavior of AI to get a desired outcome. That's all it is. So let's dig in. I'm going to now show you some tools. Again, I only got about 5 or 6, but there's so many. Some of you may be familiar with them, but these are some AI tools that you can use maybe in your business, or maybe just as a side hustle, or you're freelancing, or you just want to play with to get used to AI. Now, my first one is Canva. How many of y'all have heard of Canva? Okay, I see some people said no. So I am going to Canva is a graphic. Let me just take you to the website so you can at least see what it looks like. Canva is basically for graphic design. Can y'all see this? Okay, graphic design. But it is now AI integrated. Think of Adobe. This is Canva's answer to Adobe for those of us that are not design graphic experts. Now, I know to my graphic designers on here, y'all probably cringing, but the bottom line is from someone that does tech, and I don't mean to sound funny, Canva is coming very, very close to some of the things that Adobe can do. Now, Adobe is the king. It will never match Adobe. But for the average Joe, you've got your own business, or maybe you do stuff for your church. This is very easy to use. It has so many templates and it's free. There is a paid version, but everything I'm showing you, most people, 90% of what you need, you can do the free version. But you can design flyers, you can create videos. You should have Canva in your toolbox. This is a free tool. Like I said, there is a paid version, but 90%, I'm gonna say 80% of people will probably get by with the free version. So for graphic design, flyers, newsletters, you can design websites with it. It's so much you can do, and it's a lot of templates, and they make it really easy. So my next tool, and again, I'll have this all in a document and some more information. For video creation, this is one of my favorites. This is called, and I showed this to the folk last year, called Pictory, and I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to, let me move this window over. I'm going to log in because I want you guys to see this. Put in my, all right. This is the power of AI. So you got businesses, your church. So say you want to put a promotional video together or something like that. All you got to do is, this is how easy. So you can call it Pastor Anniversary, since I know I got a lot of church people here. Pastor Anniversary. Okay. On Sunday, March 31st, Pastor Jones will have his 30th anniversary. Guests include Dr. Jeff Robinson, Dolly Parton. I'm just picking out people, I don't know, Brandy, whatever. Time is 3 p.m. Doors open at 2 p.m. Free to the public, if I could spell, right? So then, let me move this window over. I'm going to say proceed. Watch this. And this is an AI tool. It can do a lot more, but it's going to create a video. And it did it from a prompt. What I just did was prompt. That's a call to prompt, what I just did. And I just spoke English. So it says on Sunday, right? So I want to try to move this over. So let me preview it. Where my volume at? Hang on. That worked good on the test. Hold, please. I'm gonna find this volume. What I just did here, let me get back to my Zoom here. But we just created a video. Now, what you can do with this is you can go in and change the pictures. You can change the text. But if you have a business, say you got an artist or say you got an event coming up, you can go new project by John Doe. And you can download this video, put it on YouTube, put it on social media. Y'all, I just did this in a few minutes. Now, of course, you know, I'm going to play the preview. I got to see what's going on with the sound. But you can change these images. But part of what it does is based on the prompt you give it, it grabs images from it's relative. It tries to grab as much relative, of course, images from the internet. But you will be able to go in and add your own images. So you can add a picture of your pastor or a picture of your nonprofit gala affair, if you're doing your mom's birthday. But this is AI video generation. Just from a prompt of 4 sentences, you just created a video. This is AI. Again, nobody got hurt, you know. And we'll come back because I got a couple things I want to cover. But another tool I want to share, and there's a sound and there's the audio. It automatically puts the audio on it. Oh, I know why I didn't. Hold on, dummy. My mom would say, "You big dummy." I didn't the sound of the audio, so I'm gonna do that. Here's a voiceover. Y'all probably recognize this one. I'm gonna apply it. Sorry. I don't know why I use this all the time. I think I'm just real excited that you all are here and that I get to share and do this for you guys. So we're going to play it. Yep, there we go. And you can record your own voice and do it. All right, so it applied. Let's preview.
On Sunday, March 31st.
Bam. Could y'all hear that? Could y'all hear it? Oh, okay. I should have turned it up. All right. All right, let me try it again. Let me turn up the volume. Turn up the volume. But you heard something though, right? Okay. All right. Oh, don't cancel the meeting. But anyway, I'm gonna because I'm going. We'll come back. I'll definitely send you guys a cleaner version so that you can hear it. But I want you to see what it can do. But you just created a video. So again, you got an event coming up. You want to promote. All you got to do is just take the text, take what you would write out. This is called Pictory. Another tool I want to show you is I remember actually. So I should have got a second monitor. There we go. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Sorry, y'all. Let me bring it back up. Zoom is giving me a hard time today. So another one is, and let me share the screen, called InVideo. I'm going to share the screen in just a second. And let me share it. And it's very similar to Pictory. It does the exact same thing. This is a lot more AI centered. Can y'all see this? Nod your head if you can see it. Okay. This is a lot more AI centered, but it's another, it's called text to video. So if you've heard the version called text to video, but it's all prompt engineering. It's all prompting. You give it a prompt, and it creates the video for you. Now, the thing about InVideo that it does is it can, you can just say, hey, I need to do a video about the 10 steps to cooking. And it'll take that prompt and it will create a video from that. That's what this does over Pictory. Pictory, you actually give it the prompt that you want it to say, where InVideo is a lot more into AI, and you can just give it your idea and it will create it. Both of these are free to use. They have free versions. This one gives you 10 minutes. I think Pictory gives you the same. Of course, then there's a plus. I would advise that if you're going to use it, try the free first. Try the free, see how you like it. Now, keep in mind, there are like 4 million AI applications, don't get caught up in people throwing all kinds of stuff to you. Find one or two that works. I can definitely recommend some. I like these because they're pretty simple to use and they're pretty popular and they have a free version. But find one, play with it a while with the free version. And then if you really, want to use it, where you might want to take the watermark off, where they'll take their branding, because a lot of the free versions, they have their branding on it. When you're ready to do that and take that branding off, then you go to the paid version. But I say play with it. Use the free version for a while. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the next thing. All right. Take me to the next thing. All right. This is why I don't use Zoom. So the next thing I want to show y'all. And I shared this one at our session last year. Let me close some of these windows. It's for those of you, and Howard Young can attest to this. Let me share the screen. Fireflies. For those of you, let me make sure I can still see y'all. Okay, there you go. Can y'all see the screen? Let me close that. Okay. All right. Fireflies. Fireflies is a meeting attendee. What it does is your Zoom, your Google Meet, it's AI. It joins your meeting. If you notice in this one, you'll see, well, Read.ai, but it will join the meeting. It will record the meeting. And at the end of the meeting, it will send you an email saying, here's the transcript of the meeting. Here's who spoke, and here's what they said. And here are the takeaways. This is what AI does. So it listens in on the meeting and it can record it, track it. It's kind of like a personal assistant. You don't necessarily now need someone taking notes on a meeting. Now, I am testing out Zoom because Zoom has all of a sudden added AI, which is why I'm using it here. So I want to see after this presentation how well Zoom does it. But I love this one. I love Fireflies. I have been using it. Again, I'm trying out Zoom to see, they're like the master of it. So I want to see how well they're doing with AI. But it will record meeting, it will automate the notes, it will say, hey, here are the list of things, here are the deliverables and the action items from the meeting. So it's like, and if you have a CRM, which is a customer relationship management, basically a database of your clients, it can feed information, especially if you're having a meeting with your client. It integrates, which is the whole purpose of integration. Depending on what kind of CRM you have, it can take that data and update your CRM with notes. So say you had a meeting with a client, John Doe, and you use HubSpot or something, which is a CRM. It's different ones you can connect to. It will say, okay, you connected, integrated with HubSpot, and it will take the meetings from the note that it automatically generated. You don't have to write notes. You don't have to do all that. And it'll update the CRM that you had a meeting with John Doe on March the 2nd. Fireflies is one of those tools. Here is another one. And that's what I'm end up going back to because I need so here's another one. It's called Read.ai. I'm going to share that with you in a second. Just to give you some options, let me share that screen. Read.ai. Okay. Just to give you some more options here. It does pretty much the same thing as Fireflies. So they're both free. Everything I'm showing you are free. You have free to use. So if you attend a lot of meetings, And if you're not me, I'm not the greatest at notes. I can't half the time I can't even read my own notes after the fact. You know, if you have church meetings, you have business meetings, client meetings. These tools are really good. One of these tools are really good. I personally like Fireflies because I'm a geek, so it does a whole lot of stuff. But Read.ai is very simple, and it does the same thing, and it will summarize. It'll give you a transcript. It'll play back and point out all the highlights of your meeting. Okay. Let's move on to a couple more, and then we're gonna really get into some prompting and have some fun here. Oh yeah, yes. For those of you, this is just going to be a way to save you some money. Your website. If you're paying $20, $30 for a website, I'm going to save you some money. A month for a website. Hostinger is one of the best that are out here. Hostinger.com. You can get, you know, down to like $2.99 a month. Some of the clients I have, I've saved them close to like $1,000 a year, about $500 to $1,000 a year just from switching. One client had Shopify and was paying $40 a month. This comes down to like $8 a month. In some cases, and like you see, $2.99 a month. And what it will do, and you know, you can talk to your web designer. It can transfer your existing website over, so you don't have to rebuild it. It's AI, so you can create a website. And matter of fact, maybe in the next session we'll do that. I will build a website from AI from a prompt. I will show you how you can build a website from a prompt. But it can it's WordPress for those of you that are a little more familiar with web design. But it can transfer your existing website over to this one. But some of the just the savings, again, if you can see this, usually most people go with the premium, which again, $2.99 a month. You pay for it for a year or yearly, but it's even $7.99 when you renew. So some of my clients got up to the 4-year plan where it comes down to like $2.99 a month, and then it's like $8-9 at renewal. That's still less than $20, $30, $40 a month with a Wix or a Shopify. So I do have an affiliate link where you can save an extra 10 to 20% on top of this. And an affiliate link, for those of you that's been asking about making money, it's just a way where, because I'm promoting this product and people ask about ways to make money, I'm promoting this product. If I send you the link and you buy it, I get like a little cut. Now, you know, there are people making lots of money from affiliate marketing. It is work. I mean, you got to have a big audience. So, but again, little change is a little change. If you're a homemaker and you don't do a lot, with a lot of these applications and apps that I've showed you, the chance most of them have an affiliate program, and all you do is sign up for a program for free. Then you just tell people about it. Hey guys, I'm using this tool called Fireflies, and I think it's a great tool for meetings. Hey, go sign up, use my affiliate link. I get a little piece of it if you buy it. And again, they just deposit money into your account. But whether you use my affiliate link or not, and I'll have all that at the end of this when I send you the documentation, I would recommend, if you're paying more than $10 a month for your website, you should convert to this. Use Hostinger. All right, and I'm almost at the end, and then we're going to do some prompting. So, oh yes. To all of my content creators, podcasters, all that good stuff. Let me bring this up. All right, let me share. I'm not sure why I have to keep going out, but it's all good. We're gonna make it happen. All right. To all of my content creators, whether you are a blogger, you write newsletters, you want to do a podcast, you even want to write an ebook, this is an amazing tool. I got turned on to this last year. It's AI. It's called Cast Magic. Here's what you do with this. You can take YouTube videos. I'll sign in. I'll show you. You can take YouTube videos, articles from. Oh, am I doing the wrong sign in? Okay. I won't even bore you through that. But let me tell you what it can do. Let me tell you what it can do. And we can do more demonstrations on it later. You can do YouTube videos. You can take a link from a YouTube video, paste it, it will transcribe it, and it can create a newsletter from it. It can create a blog from it. It can give you a script for a podcast for it as well. Also, what it can do is, let me go back so that you can see the main page. It has an app, a mobile app, an iPhone app, and you can talk into it. Like if you got some ideas for a show or something you're thinking about, this is for all my creators. It's like, hey, an idea comes in your head and you don't want to lose it. You talk into your phone, into the app, and it automatically uploads to this and it transcribes it for you. And then you have prompts. Man, we talked about prompts. We're going to do a whole lot of that in a minute. It has prompts that'll convert it to a newsletter. It'll convert it to a podcast. It'll write social media content for you. It'll convert it to a blog. All because it's like maybe you just had an inspiring moment. To those of you that are preachers or speakers, you can talk into this. Or if you're coaches and you have some content, instead of writing out the whole thing, you can talk it into this app and go, here are the 10 ways to get over grief. Step 1, you do blah, 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 blah. Step 2 is this. And one thing you got to remember when you get over grief, you can do all that and it will upload and transcribe, and it will automatically convert it into these various forms. So now if you want to make a podcast out of it, it will already have, because of the prompts that's been fed into it, and you can add your own prompts. I'm going to show you how to do a prompt if you want to create a podcast, but it'll give you the podcast script. So then you just get in front of your computer and start recording your podcast. But now it helps with creativity. You don't have to think about the whole thing. This also has a free version. I don't know why they hide it, but there's a free version. There's a free version. You can try it out for free. But I think this is really, really great for those of you that are content creators. It uses AI to take your audio or a YouTube video or a video you upload. Say somebody, you went to hear Les Brown speak or your pastor speak, and you want to like take that message and transcribe it and maybe use some of that to speak to kids at a college. You can upload the video, you can upload audio, it'll transcribe it, convert it for you, it'll do all that automatically. And what I'm going to show you with some prompts, you can add your own prompts to it. And then every time you upload content, it'll automatically do that. This is called castmagic.io. Again, I will have this in the document that you guys will get on tomorrow, castmagic.io. So that's all I wanted to share as far as some apps. Has this any been a little bit helpful? Not? Yes, maybe. Okay. And that's fine if it isn't. That's fine if it isn't. So let's go into now. We're going to do some prompting. And then we're going to take some questions. So I hope this has been, like I said, a little helpful. I didn't take a lot of questions up front, but what I would like to do, again, we're going to take questions afterwards, and then going forward, if there's some certain things you want to see. So now let me share my screen. We get ready to do some prompting. So if you got your Google Bard up or your Chat GPT, we getting ready to roll. We about to roll here. So let me bring my screen up. Prompts. So I want to make sure, let me see y'all. Can y'all see this screen that says prompt formula? Okay. Okay, I'm seeing yeses. All right. Now, again, I told you prompt is basically talking to AI to get an output. you English language or whatever language you speak, natural language, saying, I need you to do this because I want this. There are 6 components of a prompt. Primary components of a prompt. I know many times, and we're going to walk through a couple where you just do simple prompts, and then we're going to actually use more of the components. And which some of you that have been using ChatGPT, we're going to go from where you kind of are to where you can get to. So it's called persona, context, task, exemplar, which is an example, tone, and format. That's what this one is. I should have put that text in white. Persona, context, task, exemplar, or an example, tone, and format. I highlighted context and task. Now, task you must have. It can't do anything without a task. Basically, tell me what the weather is. You got to have a task. At minimum, you have to have a task. Write me an email. You got to give it a command. Context I got in green because it, for me, I think is highly recommended. All of the others, all of these formulas, it's going to give you the best. The more you can tell ChatGPT or AI, the more details you can give it, the better your output. So I would always recommend you got to at least have the task. And in a lot of cases, that may be enough. If you have a simple question is, tell me what 1 + 2 + 3 is. Well, okay, you don't need necessarily context. But context, persona, exemplar, tone, and format. Let me break that down. We can ready to do some examples. Okay, and I'm going to bring some up. So here's something simple. And let me bring up my, hold on. Me and Zoom gonna have a fight here. This is all in my way. Hold on a second, y'all. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go to, let me do this. I can't see too. All right, so we're gonna put ChatGPT there. Actually, I'm gonna go to the free versions because most people have the free versions. There's some benefits. I'll share a little bit on the paid versions, but I'm gonna go to the free version. So I'm going to take my prompt and just to show you, we're gonna, I'm gonna go to the free version. ChatGPT, and you can do the same thing in Google Gemini. Let me bring up the share. All right, there we go. So I am in ChatGPT. This is the free version, 3.5. Let me get back over. Can y'all see my screen? Okay, just nod your head. Okay, this is the free version. I should have had dual monitors of ChatGPT. So we're going to create a new chat. And when you log in, this is the first thing you're going to see. So I'm going to take a really simple prompt, say you want to know what's for dinner. So here's my prompt. And you guys will get these. I have cherries, grapes, sweet potato fries. What can I make for lunch? This is the power of AI. I'm going to hit it. With cherries, grapes, sweet potato pies, you can make a delightful and nutritious lunch. It recommended grilled sweet potato and fruit salad. Gave me the ingredients. It's telling me how to prepare it. That's just from a simple prompt. I just took what I had in my refrigerator, which y'all is what I really literally have in my refrigerator. That's kind of sad. And said, give me something for lunch. So, I can go and get some, now sweet potato and fruit salad. So it gave me that. That's just a simple prompt. Here's something that you may be doing, but you understand what it is, a follow-up prompt. I'm going to give it a follow-up prompt and say, I need more examples. I also have tuna if I can spell. I also have chicken and fish. Give me 3 more examples of meals I can make. Do y'all see how I'm talking to it? It's again, generative AI is just talk to it. I need more. So that's a follow-up prompt. So a lot of times when you put a prompt in, it gives you a response, but if you don't like it, you can put a follow-up prompt. You can say, okay, I don't like that. I need more. Or, you know, I got 10 people coming over. What can I make with what I got? But I just wanted to, you know, start off with something simple. Now it says grape walnut and grilled chicken salad. It is giving me an idea. So like, this is just how anybody can use it. This is just an example. I've got a lot more coming. You got something there, you're like, man, I don't know what I want to make for dinner. So tell it, these are what I got. This is what I have. Give me some recipes. Give me some ideas for dinner. Okay. Let me grab the next one. All righty. Oh, this is going to be a good one. So here's another one you can use. I'm in ChatGPT, the free version. Let me share the screen. All right, we're going to create another prompt. Now, let me tell you something about these prompts. Let me go back to this. Let me go back to this, and let me go look since I'm going back for y'all can still see the screen, correct? Okay, just making sure. The good thing about this, that if I stay in this conversation, which I think I am, if I stay in this chat, it will remember the dialogue, and I'm going to show you how. But I'm going to go ahead and add my new prompt, and just to show you how that works, let me copy that out. And here's the new prompt. It says, create me a 10-minute workout using 5-pound dumbbells. This is some simple prompts. Technically, I would recommend start a new prompt because you kind of got a new subject. But the good thing about it is it's going to remember. And I'll show you, as long as you stay in the same prompt. So it just gave me a 10-minute workout. Perform each exercise for 45 seconds. So, you know, if you're on a fitness plan, if you're trying to lose weight, you know, things like that, this is something you can do with it. I'm going to now expand on my prompt a little bit, and then I'm going to show you where some of the techniques that I shared with you can come in. And we're going to get down into some things for your business. We're going to do a business model and everything. All right. So now, here's a better prompt. And this is going to be using some of the things I mentioned. Okay. Let me cut that out. I am currently 230 pounds. I want to get down to 205 pounds. I love sweets and carbs, but I tend to eat late, then go to bed. Can you create a low-impact workout plan and recommend a nutrition strategy? Now, what this here is context. Remember I said you should have at least have context and a task. But we did good with the task. And if that was sufficient, saying, you know, create this deal, then fine. But if you want something a little more fine-tuned, then give it some context. So I just gave it some background. Here's what I'm trying to do. So now let's see what it says. Achieving your goal, lose 25 pounds, yada, 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 yada. Huh?
I'm Miss Teresa.
Somebody, I need you to mute, please. I'm not sure who that is. But as you can see, it just gave me a workout schedule. I gave it context. I didn't just say, give me a strategy, but I gave it some context. I gave it some background. You know, if I want to go, and all right, so if I want to go a little deeper, I can say, you know, give me a strategy for the next 30 days, recreate and recommend meals. And the thing about ChatGPT and even Google, y'all see this right here, that regenerate button. If you don't like what they gave you, say, hey, try again. And it'll, go it again and give you and try to do it better. And how you help train the AI model is by clicking the thumbs up or thumbs down. So if you try it again and you liked it but didn't like it, you can give it a thumbs up or thumbs down. Okay. All right. So let's move on. Let's get into some more. I want to give you some more examples, but that's one with context and task. You see how the difference context makes. If you provide some context, but you talk to it like you walked into the office of a fitness trainer and said, look, I'm fat. I'm 230 pounds. I'm trying to get down to 203. You see, but that's really my story. That's why I put myself on blast on that. But that's me, y'all. But you see how it helps you. Again, this is not to substitute going to a doctor. By no means am I encouraging any of that. All right, so let's grab a couple more. Here's one I just discovered for my stock investors. I got turned on to this. You can use ChatGPT to analyze stock. And I got just turned on to this about a week ago, so I couldn't wait to share this one with you guys. Let me bring that up. And I'm going to cut a few of these off because I definitely want to stick to a certain time frame and then give you guys an opportunity to ask me some questions. So analyze the RSI of Tesla stock. Now, RSI is, I got to go look that up again, but it's a strategy that puts stock on a score, and it lets you know if this is a good time to buy Tesla stock or things like that. So you can use this for pretty much stock. Again, this does not, I think I have some investing people on this call. I am not telling people, please call an investor. Always you want to call your guy, your person that does your finances and say, hey, I've been playing around with ChatGPT. It said this, because understand this isn't perfect. And it can give some bad information sometimes. But again, this is kind of a tool to help. So it says, analyze the RSI of Tesla stock. What are your recommendations? You see how I talk to it. So it's analyzing. Thinking. Now, here's the thing about the ChatGPT free version. I probably could have done this on Google. Because it's free, a lot of people are on it. Sometimes it can be slow. But it's given, again, this is investment jargon, but for those of you that know it or that work closely with it, it's given a recommendation. It says, maybe a whole strategy and all that kind of stuff. I am not an investment person. But again, these are some of the things that it can do. It's just want you to see that. Let my investment people know that this tool is out here to do that. You can also do it if you're trying to do a contract. Different things like that. So let's get into some things for some business, because I want to focus on a few things, and then we're going to take some questions. Oh, yes, I got to do this. It can help you learn things. So say you want to, and I'm going to show you this. And then I'm going to show you how to do a PowerPoint presentation, Excel, and then kind of show you where we want to get to with it. Again, I just could not do everything, but I want to give you an idea of prompts and the format and some things you need to do. And I'll share each of those components in this hot second. But I did want to show you, like, if you're trying to learn something, if there's a subject out there you don't know much about, here is a great prompt to help you do that. So I'm going to share the screen. All right. Create me an analogy of subject you want to learn, of how that works. So I'm going to say how radiology works. And it's going to give you an analogy. So this is how you use it to learn new subjects. So if there's a subject you want to learn something about, you can ask it to give you an analogy, and it can take this subject and use an analogy to explain it and break it down. Okay. I'm going to keep going because I'm going to get about 5 more minutes, and then I want to get down to my main ones, break down some of this, and then take some questions, and we will be out of here. All right. I appreciate your patience and your time. I am hoping this is helping, giving some idea. Again, I could not cover everything. We're going to have to break this up into some more prompts. So let's do a PowerPoint presentation. How about that? Because I wanted to find some use cases, things that people do maybe in their everyday job or different things like that. And I'm going to do one for your company and business, kind of helping you get your value statement. And then I'll get to the final prompt, and then we'll take some questions. So let me share my screen. All right. So PowerPoint presentation. Write an outline for a PowerPoint presentation covering, why don't we say, the history and fundamentals of AI. Bam. Make it 10 slides. This is what you can do. So this can help you at work. And as you see, slide 1, it gave you the title. Slide 2, it gave you the title. So now you've just saved an hour or two in getting your PowerPoint presentation together. You know, you give it the prompt, give it the subject. You can go a lot deeper. You can tell it to elaborate on each subject, and it will take each subject under each slide and break it down. So now it'll actually give you the context to put in the slide. And I have the prompt for that, and I'll share that with you in the document. But I want to keep going to get down to my last prompt. So again, PowerPoint prompt. So for those of you guys got business, here's something that you can use. You just started a business, or you have a business, and you want to be able to use it to help promote your business, help write your value add statement, things like that. Here is a prompt I think you can benefit from a whole lot. All right. This is going to be, let me say this. Okay. So here it is. I'm going to bring it up, and I'm going to write it up while you guys are here. All right. So I have a music label. I have artists of various genres. I need a professional bio, social media strategy, and email announcing my new label. Now, here's the question. Ask me 5 questions about my business, customers, audience, to get the best results. What you're doing is now it's going to help you create your stuff for your business. You know how you got to try to come up, like, you know, your logo and what's going to be your slogan and all that kind of stuff. But if you give it, we gave it a little context, and I only gave it a little context. You can give it as much context as you want about your business and the company and what you're doing. But and you know, so now it says, ask me 5 questions. So this is what it's going to do. You created da. Here are 5 questions. What is the name of your music label? What is the founding story or philosophy? Your target audience. It's going to ask you all that. Marketing and branding is going to ask you that. And you get to answer the questions. So I'm going to just do an example answering one of the questions. So as soon as this finished, And the way you do that, if you're totally new to ChatGPT and Bard, I'm going to hit 1. So the first question was music label knowledge. What is the name of your music label and what is its founding story? I'm going to say name is Jeff Records. Jeff Records. We were founded in my mother's garage. I want to make music that makes people happy. Now, I've only answered one question. Now, to skip a line, you have to hit shit. Oh, God. The real Jeff came out there. Shift, and enter. Oh, God. So I'm just going to ask that one question and hit enter so we can really get out of here. And what it'll do, though, it will take your answers and it's going to put it all together and it's going to design. You see, it's putting the professional bio together. Then it's going to do a social media strategy. And guys, like I said, there's a lot more we can do with prompting, but I have definitely went over the time. I wanted to keep this within an hour, and I did not mean to go over this much. So I want to be mindful of your time, and I want to take a few questions. But so I didn't get to do everything the way I really wanted to do it. But I'm hoping is some of this helpful. Thumbs up. Is some of this helpful? Does it give you some idea of what chat? And my get is, are you a little less afraid of it? Maybe a little bit, kind of, sort of. You know,
I like it.
I wanted my business people to I wanted y'all to really see this one. Now, the detailed prompts, I have them, so I will send them to you, but I want you guys to practice it. I'm going to take a few questions. Again, I might have to go back to my other one because I hadn't figured out how to do this whole thing with Zoom yet. But I'm hoping that helped. I recommended some tools that you can use. There are a gazillion more. I want to show you some prompts that even everyday people can use, which is why I did the one with the food and the meal and things like that. And I wanted to show you a strategy, a prompt formula. We'll get into persona and all that stuff maybe in another one. But persona, basically what you say is act like a marketing expert. You give it a persona. You say, act like a marketing expert, then you give it context. I have a company that does this, that. Then you can give it the text, the task. Where the format and the tone comes in is, the tone is, explain it like I'm a 3-year-old. The tone is, make it a professional tone. Make it humorous. Make it stern or in a narrative writing style. And format is, put it in a table. Use bullet points. So those are things. And what I will do is send you guys a video that I didn't make, but he really takes in about maybe 8 minutes and breaks all that down. So I'm going to send you guys a lot of information, not a lot, but just a little bit that elaborates on the things I just didn't get to cover because I really wanted to stick to my presentation less than an hour. So I've totally went over. You guys got any questions? I hope this was helpful. Yes, go ahead, Rhonda. You're going to have to unmute because I haven't muted everybody.
I unmuted myself.
Okay.
I have a question. Does it matter or should I sign up for both ChatGPT and Google Gemini or one or the other, or which one do you favor over the other?
Oh, you would have to ask me that. Each one has value. I'm going to say do both because they're free. And let me tell you why. And that's a whole nother session. But Google Gemini works excellently with Google Gmail. So like in Google Gemini, you can tell it, look through my emails and find that email from Jeff that talks about the session he did last week. And because it's connected, because it's built all in the Google ecosystem, through Gemini, it will look through all your emails and find the email where I shared with you information about it. You can tell Google, like I was going to show you guys how to transcribe a YouTube video. In ChatGPT, you have to cut and paste the transcription, put it in ChatGPT, and say, transcribe this video, make it into a newsletter. Where with Google, because it owns YouTube, you just copy the link and say, transcribe this video, make it a newsletter, give me a podcast script, and also make a 500-word blog post. So I say play with both, but I would probably, if I had to tell you to pick one, I would probably say, just because I'm partial to Google, I would say Google. But
Yeah, okay. I like
would.
that idea because I'm on Google Gmail, so I think they
Yeah,
can talk to each other and make it easier for me. Thank you.
absolutely. It's just now that there's a paid version of ChatGPT that can do a lot of that. But I would say probably Google, just because people are used to Google and the interface is clean and it doesn't seem as intimidating to some people. Now, that's just me. Again, I'm being honest, I am partial to Google, but I love ChatGPT because it does sometimes give responses a little better than Google because they were first. But I would say definitely to get Google, just do Google. Anybody else? I'm sorry. Okay. I know I
You
had
have a
that.
question in the chat.
Oh, okay. Well, it keeps. Oh, let me scroll down. My bad. May can you recommend some apps? I'm sorry, I'm down at the bottom, so I may have missed. If you did a question earlier, you might have to retype it. Can you recommend some apps that are well versed on specific healthcare topics? I'm gonna cuss again. For example, quality management in the clinical chemistry laboratory science. Okay, I should have known that was Lisa Biggs. I don't know of any particular healthcare apps, but what are you looking to do, Lisa? Because you can ask ChatGPT or Google about it. If you're trying to learn, again, it doesn't replace a teacher in school, but if you're trying to familiarize with yourself to see if this is something you want to study or something like that, you can take that prompt and says, give me an analogy or explain quality management in the clinical chemistry laboratory science in simple terms, or explain to me as a kid. I'm struggling with setting my policies. Well, ask it. I would try ChatGPT. Ask it about it and say, I'm struggling. This is what you could say. I'm struggling with setting policies for blah, 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 blah. Help me, because you know the verbiage, I may sound stupid, but help me clarify this. And you can start by giving her a persona. You can say, you are a quality management healthcare expert. That's your persona. Give it your context. I'm struggling with setting my policies, blah, 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 blah. Then give it the task. Try that. Let me see. Can't wait to try some. My new toys, brilliant. Thank you, Tara. Can you recommend some apps? Let me scroll up. Business info. When is the next session? I'll do another one. Jeff, I want to see programs I can use. Oh, for daily planning. Yes, actually, I will. That was one of the prompts I was going to share of how you can create a schedule in ChatGPT, Google. You can say, here's all the stuff I got to do. Give me a schedule. And what it'll do, it'll based on what the task is. So say I got to wash dishes, make dinner, wash the car. It will take the task based on the prompt you give it that I'll give you. It'll say, well, this normally takes 10 minutes. So you start this at 12, and then at this task, you start at 2. And this is how amazing this AI is. And it comes from a prompt. You just feed it what you got. So I'll add that prompt into create a daily schedule into the information I send. Anyone else have a question? Go ahead, Rhonda.
I just want to know the information you're gonna send us. What day can I expect that?
You'll have that by end of day tomorrow because I got it all in my notes, and my notes are a hot mess. So I'm going to put it in a PDF file, and I'm going to send it. So what's going to come in there is all the recommendations, software I did, and I'll probably throw in some more. I'm going to actually put some videos on using AI and ChatGPT and Google Bard. They'll be like less than 10 minutes. So these are people I studied under. I highly recommend them. And some of you will probably take these videos and never talk to me again. I just want to see you win. some information if you do want to do some consulting with me on how we can automate and bring AI into your world. I would love to do that. But definitely, if the tools I provide you allow you to take off, God will bless me because of the seed I planted. So I just want to see you guys do well. And I really want us to stop being afraid of AI because it's here. It's coming like a wave. And let me tell you what else is happening. It's coming to a point where, like I said, AI will be able to make coffee for you. And that's one of the reasons, if you saw where they fired the guy from OpenAI, it was because he was pushing AI agenda a little too fast for them. But of course, they're the number one. They had to bring them back. But the truth is, Google has had these technologies already. They're just being more concerned about it getting out of hand. And of course, this stuff is coming faster than the government can regulate it. So I just don't want us to have our heads in the sand. I want us to use AI and make it work for you. So again, I do offer consulting. Of course, I'm gonna put my plug in there. If you're interested in how I can help make your business and your life better, with not just AI but technology, let's do that. I also have a Six Sigma certification. If you don't know that, what that allows me is to come into your organization and look at process and see how you can better do what you do and be more productive. I help trim the fat. And because I have technology background, I don't just say, hey, do this process better, but here's a technology tool that may can help you do that. I'm already doing that for some clients now, so I would love to if you want, but if, I promise you what the information I'm going to share with you, if you don't call me, you'll be able to take off and run. And that's my goal. So I hope this was helpful. I will do this next one, first Saturday in March.
Yeah.
Thank you. Convenience filing, that's one of my clients. I'll also send you guys some of the work I've been doing. First Saturday in March. And why don't y'all tell me, I'm going to send you a form, give me some feedback on what you thought. And because here's the deal, I don't even have my website up yet because I'm building websites for others. But what I wanted to do was do work so I can build my credibility because I know many of you don't know this aspect of me. So I thought if I do the work, show the work, it makes it a lot easier because some people look for a website and I just will build my own ultimately. But I will be looking for your feedback. But end of the day tomorrow, you will be getting that information along with what do y'all want to talk about next week. And I'll take like maybe the top couple subjects so it won't be so long. And then we can talk and have some questions. But hopefully this was helpful, took some of the fear out. Y'all, let's dive in AI and make this thing work for us because it's going to take over. It's going to take over.
Hey, Jeff.
So,
Jeff.
yeah. Yes.
Ma Salazar. Hi, how are
Ma.
you, love? This
I'm
has
great.
been
Thank
fantastic. You know me and you know how I am technology-wise, but I have been doing the little things you've been telling me, and adding this to it is going to make it even better. So I want to say thank you. And in addition to that, I want to say, throw out your Zelle information because you've been a blessing. I want to bless you. I don't care what you say. We ain't gonna wrestle about it. I'm on. Throw it out there, put it out there, and whoever wants to send whatever, if you're not doing a specific amount, just let us bless you how we want to bless you. Because we take advantage of people too much. And this, I know, because of my background, would cost you hundreds of dollars to take a class like this. So I love my kids. You're one of my kids, and I want to bless you.
Well, Amen. I struggle taking blessings and compliments, so I'll just shut up and say okay.
Hey, Jeff.
Again, thank you guys so much. So we'll send out a meeting request for the next one.
Jeff,
I'm a great professor. Thank you. Thank you.
Jeff, there's somebody that's trying to get your attention.
Where? What am I missing? Okay.
Could you
Speak
hear
up.
me?
Go ahead, because I can only see so many people.
Could you hear me, Jeff?
Yeah.
Jeff, also, could you also, or maybe even the next session, talk about the resume? I know you had mentioned something about that.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of my people was interested in the resume as well.
So here's what I'm going to do. I will, one of the things I'm starting my own YouTube channel. So I have started some videos where I talk about that. So that'll probably be the first one. So give me about a week and a half. I'll talk about resumes. It'll be like less than 10 minutes. So how you can use ChatGPT and that for your resumes. But it's just to give you a quick way to do it based on what you've heard. What you can do is if you see a job that you like, say it's on LinkedIn, cut and paste the job description, okay? And feed it into ChatGPT and just cut it and enter. ChatGPT would say, oh, it seems like you got a job, blah, blah, blah. Then say, here's my resume. Cut and paste your resume into it. And then say, then you want to ask it to, and I can give you a prompt on that too, but I would probably rather do a video, a short video to show you how to do it. But then you would ask ChatGPT to, this is the job I'm looking for, fix my resume so it matches it. And what you also want to say in resume is make it and optimize it for ATS. Now for my HR people, ATS is doggone it. It's the system that HR and companies scan your resume through looking for keywords. There's certain keywords that every job has. Someone may, if y'all Google that real quick, look up ATS space resume, but it stands for something, but every company uses it. And when you submit a resume, it runs it through that system. So if the job is for an electric engineer, there are keywords it looks for in your resume that says, okay, this person has that experience. So when you say optimize for ATS, it's going to make sure your resume lines up with the job description and it puts in the keywords. And then you just copy it to Word, fix it up and then submit the resume. So applicant tracking software. Thank you, Brandon. Applicant tracking software. He put it in there. That is the system that companies use when you submit a resume. So you want to tell it, for those of you that's going to take this information and run with it, and you're doing your resume, I will do that video within the next week. If you give me like maybe 10 days, I will do that video for y'all. You want to say optimize for ATS. It knows what it is because you're saying resume. So ChatGPT AI knows we're talking in that realm. And when you say, when it prints it out, it will format it like a resume. Normally in format, you can say format it like this, but because you've said this is a resume, it knows to format it like a resume. You just cut it into Word and go there. So I'm sorry, I couldn't get into everything, but I will definitely do that because that was definitely one of the things I wanted to cover. Is resume. So anybody else? Again, I definitely wanted to be out of here, but if you guys are enjoying it, I appreciate it. Yes.
Yep, this is Queenie. I just wanted to say thank you so much. This was awesome. I was using the chat for like traveling out the country to develop tours and restaurants and what have you, but this has taken it to another level for me. Next time, hopefully, you can maybe give us some ideas on how to do our ancestry some kind of way. Just think about it. But thank you again.
That'll be something I'll research because I am sure I will be. Yes. Now you've given me a challenge. I haven't seen that, so I'm going to look it up. I'm willing to bet you. And here's the other differences with Google and hey Tammy, thank you. Here's the difference between Google and I didn't say this, in ChatGPT. The data set for ChatGPT, if you ask ChatGPT, how far does your data go? Just plug that in. It will tell you January of 2023, I think. Which means that if you ask it about an event that happened after that date, it won't know it. Where Google is the internet. This is kind of why I kind of lean towards Google. It is the internet. So it's connecting to current data, but ChatGPT is built off a data set. They upload it to the system. And now the paid version is a lot more current. But just to let you know that, but it still can do all the other stuff that we did. But if you're asking about data that's current based on a date, after that date, it won't know. And it'll tell you, I don't know what you're talking about. But again, Google is the internet. So you can ask it, why was Jamie Foxx in the hospital, which happened last year? ChatGPT will be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Google would be like, well, this is what they said. So just some caveats there. Again, any more questions? I will get that resume out because I really wanted to cover that. And then we'll do first Saturday, 10 o'clock, and I will send the information to you guys with some questions, and I'll take the top 5 things, and then we'll cover and spend some time on that. That way we can make use of this time. But I do hope y'all enjoyed this and it was helpful.
Thank you so much. Your Zelle information, please.
Oh, y'all. Okay. All right. Okay. I'll be obedient. Okay, Mom. Hold on. Thank y'all so much. I do appreciate it. I just want to see you guys win. So I do. And I feel it's my obligation to share my gift in this aspect, especially with so many people will be impacted by AI. So thank you.
Thank
Love
you, Jeff. Enjoyed it. It was
Y'all
awesome.
have a good Saturday. Until next time. See y'all. All right. Love y'all.
Bye.